care of home first. Home base where loan works in your favor. Keep your head down, keep patience, keep going. Keep something in the stash for the rain. Keep something in the glass for the pain. Keep up with the greatest alive with no budget. Yeah, smash through the game. I done seen life change right in front of my eyes. Right in front of my building. Right in front of my left. One step till I fly free, fall from the ceiling. Hit the pavement running, 9 lives. But I'm a K9 and all of my dogs got the same mind. Got the same time as I do, and I knew I was different since day one. Devil riding when the night fall. God smiling when the day come. I'm A1, 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 A wonderful life. Come gamble, no
what up, Boosh?
One hand and 2 dice. One hand and 2
What's
dice.
going on, Mania Beaches?
Roll 'em. Roll 'em. One hand and 2 dice. Roll 'em. Roll 'em. Roll 'em.
What's up? What you pumping today, fam? Come on into the door. What the fuck is up? What the fuck is up? What is up?
I can't change for the moment. Can't complain if I don't own it. Sucker shit, I don't condone it. Living like a rock and roller. Living like it's no tomorrow. Living night, I like the darkness. Consequences of the horror. Too much pride in trying to borrow. I ain't got time to live in sorrow. Take a risk, I hope it pays off. Pray for riches getting paid off. I ain't wishing, boy, I'm working. Trim the trenches for the surface. Bet it all on myself. Only one I think deserve it. Now roll 'em. Roll 'em. Roll 'em. One hand and 2 dice. Roll 'em. Roll 'em. Roll 'em. One hand and 2 dice. Foreign whip, need a foreign whip, need a foreign whip. Water wrist, got a water wrist, got a water wrist. Foreign whip, need a foreign whip, need a
Alright.
water wrist, got a water wrist, got a water wrist.
What up, Booshes? Daily motherfucking Swole, bish.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is
Zabason
sizzling.
is in a season.
Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Oh, yeah. Testing. Test, testing. Testing, testing. Testing, testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 984 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, slaycast, and taintcast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Welcome everyone to the Gain Train, welcome to the Swole Show, welcome to Papa Swolio. Stroke your beard and smile for the camera. Smile, daddy. You are on camera. You're on the interwebs. And you are spreading sick gains and slapping knowledge cock across the waters, across the pond, across the miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles of this great earth. Welcome everyone. What's going on? Let's see who's showing up live today. Remember, Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, YouTube, Twitch. I am everywhere. What up, Heather? Let's see, Mark, Tina, Eric on Facebook, Michael Bastian, what's up, dude? Matthew, Jennifer, Jacqueline, what up? What's up, Instagram? Jacob Baldhall, what's up, Bald? Jacob Reynoso, what's going on, dudes, dudettes, beaches, hoes, bustas, hustlers, sluts, everyone that is here joining that day. Did you pump today? Did you work out today? I have actually. This episode is really in line with some of the stuff that I've been doing personally, and I want to translate that over to you. I want to explain what I've been doing because I've been taking a few days off from training, from resistance training. Today is number 4. It's either day number 4 or 5 in which I've only done yoga and mobility. But I am planning on pumping tomorrow. I'm planning on doing a little bit of an ease back in, and I'm starting to really focus. I've mentioned it a bunch of times. I've been focusing on mobility. I've been focusing on recovery. I've been focusing on really taking care of that aspect of my training as more of a priority. And, it doesn't mean I'm not going to lift anymore, but I want to talk about this because this is not the time of year. This is not the mindset. This is not the we don't talk about the new year as really being something powerful, but a lot of people psychologically think of something like a fresh start. I'm getting started. A lot of you have just started taking your fitness seriously. Maybe for the first time in your life, maybe for the first time in 5 years, decades, you're getting back into your shit. You should never have left it. You should never have left your shit. However, a lot of you have left it and you're coming back, which is great. You're back, so that's fine. The issue is you're coming back and now you're starting to get hurt. You're starting to get injured because you just jumped back into what you remember. How many times have you done that? Those of you that are watching live, comment below. How many times have you done that? How many times have you started to get back into your training and jumped back in to where you left off? You jumped back into the last type of workout you remember. You were lifting heavy, you were doing heavy reps and blah, 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 chest or deadlifts. You come back after months off or years off, and you just jumped into the same style of training that you've done before. You're going to get fucking hurt. You're going to get hurt. I've gotten a bunch of messages this year already of people getting hurt because they're getting back into it. What should I do? What should I do? How should I go back slower with this? Should I drop the weight? You need to absolutely reverse your training. That's the title of today's episode. You need to absolutely flip and revamp your entire approach to training. Most of you have heard the phrase, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. If you are not practicing yoga, if you are not constantly working on recovery, you're going to get hurt. Something's going to happen. You're not going to change your pattern. You're going to get hurt again. The injury is going to go away. The swelling will go down. You're going to get hurt again. It's going to come back, and it's going to come back again, and it's going to come back again. It's going to keep on coming back. That's what injuries do. They don't leave and go away and just disappear just because, hey, bye, I'll see you later. I'm going to go bother someone else. That's not what injuries do. They are bothering you for a reason. An injury, pain, something discomforting, let's say knee pain, back pain, something that's going on while you're training or while you're living, that is your body telling you something's fucked up. Hint, that's what your body is doing. Your body is telling you something's fucked up, by the way. Something's messed up. I'm letting you know that something hurts. This hurts for a reason. We just think things hurt because, oh, they hurt. That's weird. Let me take a pill. Let me take some ibuprofen. Let me take a Tylenol and just make the pain symptom, make the pain, not the symptom. Yeah, the symptom, make the pain alert go away. That's like the same thing as when you get something that pops up on your computer. Hey, you have a virus. You click OK, and you just go on with your day. You're not solving the problem. You're going to get those pop-ups. A lot of you have probably had that. Every time you start your computer, some file, you downloaded something, it gets embedded. And every time you load up your computer, it's in like the run file. And every time you boot up your computer, you get a couple windows that pop up. You're like, fuck this, fuck this. You just close it out. Instead of fixing the root problem and doing a clean sweep on your computer and removing those files, you just close the windows. That's what you're doing with ibuprofen. That's what you're doing with Motrin. That's what you're doing with those pain relievers when you have an injury. You're not solving the problem. You're just masking what the signal is. So instead of just closing out the browser windows, you need to run an antivirus. You need to clean sweep your computer. You need to fix the problem before it even starts. The reason why you have pain when you're training, the reason why you have pain when you squat in your knee, it's not just because you're old. It's not just because you're you and, oh, when you squat, after a while, your knee starts to hurt. That's not how this works. Your knee is hurting for a reason. It should not hurt at any age. Your body should not have pain, really, at any age. You should be moving properly. If there's pain, there is a problem. Where that problem stemmeth from, I don't know. I couldn't tell you just by you saying, I have knee pain when I squat. How the fuck could I tell? It could be something rubbing. It could be a hip imbalance. Likely it's a movement impairment. You have weak muscles. You have muscles that are tight. You're stiff. You're not moving properly. Your tendons and your ligaments are not sliding in open space as much as they should. Things are getting stuck. You're just restricting your movement. You're changing how your body is designed to move. That's why yoga is so beautiful. That's why mobility training is so important. And this mentality that really you could start today. You can do exactly what you're doing. If you're getting hurt, you need to back off your resistance. You need to go more aggressive with the mobility and more aggressive with the yoga and more aggressive with the recovery. But all of you should have a main theme. Your main theme with your training should be recovery. That should be the number one thing. Not damaging your body, not the actual weight training. It should be the recovery. You need to prioritize your recovery. Your recovery needs to be the most important aspect of your training. The most important aspect. It should always always, always, always be the most important aspect. Because if you're not recovering, then you're not going to have good workouts. If you don't have good workouts, you're not going to create the overload that your body needs in order to adapt, in order to grow and get stronger, get whatever the result you want. Whether you're trying to swim, whether you're trying to do a triathlon, whether you're trying to run a marathon, whether you're trying to lift a heavier weight and do a fucking PR, whatever the hell it is, you need to have a healthy body. You need to have a healthy body when you train your body. And what I was feeling, what I was feeling the last couple days, I felt sore in different areas. I felt sore like in my vastus lateralis, like deep, like underneath my T-band. Just I had leg soreness, just things that lingered a little bit longer than normal. And overtraining has a bunch of different symptoms. Everyone's going to be a little bit different. If you burn out psychologically, that's one aspect of overtraining, but also prolonged soreness. I just felt really stiff and sore. I just felt like it wasn't getting better as much as it should. And I've been beating up my body. I've been really crushing it. And I've been doing a lot of yoga and mobility too. So I decided to take a couple days off, and I usually train on the weekends. I always train every day. I'm doing yoga, mobility, something. I'm not always lifting weights. I talk about that a lot. And for the last 2 weekends, I've been taking Saturday and Sunday off from lifting weights because the gym opens later. My gym opens at 8 o'clock rather than 5 a.m. And by the time 8 o'clock rolls around, psychologically, I don't want to go to the gym at 8. I want to get my day started early. When I go to the gym, I want to go super fucking early. And so I've been just saying, okay, I'll wake up and I'll do my yoga, I'll do my mobility, I'll start there. And I've been liking those 2 days off to prioritize. 2 days off to prioritize my yoga and my mobility a little bit extra. And this past week, I was busy, and it went from, I think it went from Friday. I'm not sure if I lifted Friday, but it was either Saturday, Sunday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then yesterday and today, in which I've just done yoga, foam rolling, myofascial release. I've been doing just recovery stuff. And I say I'm going to work out first thing tomorrow morning. I may or may not. Maybe I'll call an audible again and I'll just do more yoga. But I'm feeling great with my mobility. I'm feeling great giving my body some more direct attention. And if you think that your injuries are just going to disappear by going lighter, you're sorely mistaken. Your inflammation might go down a little bit, but it's going to come back. Most injuries come back over and over again for a reason. Most injuries are repetitive. They come back, repetitive injuries. You hurt your back once, you lay off it. Your back feels better. You go back to training. In a couple months, you hurt your back again. Then you lay off. It goes away. After a couple weeks or a couple months, your back feels better. You go back to training. Eventually, after a couple weeks or a couple months, you hurt your back again. Then you're out of, right? Or a knee injury or anything. Something starts to bother you again because you're not solving the problem. You're not going to the fundamental issue that's causing that pain or that discomfort. Your body is doing you a favor. It's not saying, hey, boom, say goodbye to your fucking ACL, too late. It's warning you that something's not right. The scary thing is, and you should all be a little bit scared when I say this because it should shock some eagerness to take care of this right away. If you have a little back pain, if you have a little knee pain, if you have a little hip tightness, that is a severe warning sign for you are at high risk for tearing a ligament. You are at high risk for tearing your ACL. You're at high risk for herniating a disc in your back. Like you are amplified many, many times because the pain is coming from an occurring problem. It's not in your mind. You're having pain because of an issue. There's a problem already. And if you ignore it, that was the warning sign. Oh, I didn't feel anything weird. I felt a little pain or a little stiffness, and all of a sudden, boom, I don't know what happened. You ignored the warning signs, and of course, something broke. Your body is telling you. Your body does you amazing favors if you pay attention to it. It tells you when you're tired. It tells you when you're hungry. It tells you when you need rest. Oh, there's pain. This is probably not good. All those things, that's your body letting you know what's up. That's your body telling you the deal. Your body tells you the fucking deal. Are you listening to your body? Are you paying attention? I think if you have the mentality and you shift your mindset to focusing on recovery first and making recovery and your repair and your rest the most important thing, your training will be so much better because you're actually healing. If you're lifting 5, 6, or 7 days a week, you never really fully recover. You never really recover 100%. You're always kind of damaged somewhere in your body. And you all know this. You do chest on one day or chest and back, and then you do legs. Your chest and back are fatigued. You might not be sore yet. That delayed onset might not have set in yet more. but you're going to get sore. You're training legs while your upper body is damaged. And then after that, your legs and your chest and back are damaged. The next day you do shoulders and arms. Like you're just constantly broken down. You don't recover in 12 hours. It takes you a few days for your body to repair, if that. And that's only if you're hydrating properly, sleeping properly, eating properly. That's the only way your body will actually recover, period, even normally. And if you're always training and you're doing this week after week, month after month, year after year, you're always kind of injured. You're always broken down. You're always training. You're not training at 100%. That's why when you give yourself a week or two complete rest, and I'm not saying do nothing, but yoga, mobility, repair, all this just recovery focused stuff, you can actually recover and repair back to 100%. And then your training is going to be so much better. If you've worked out regularly, you know what it's like when you take 2 weeks off, you come back, you're sore as shit. Oh, you feel so weak. Some people come back to regular hardcore training after taking a year off. I cannot comprehend going that long without training. No wonder people hurt themselves. After like a week or two, I feel like I get wrecked from any kind of workout just because your body just really almost forgets instantly all that you're doing before. You don't lose your coordination, you don't lose all your strength, but all of a sudden you feel, come on, I know you felt that. I know you felt that. You come back after a week or two from and you don't even go as heavy as you did before you took your break from training, but you get so fucking sore and you're thinking, is this what it normally feels like for my body? Is this the normal breakdown? I just get so used to that soreness that I don't feel it that severely. And the answer is yes. You get so used to feeling that kind of constant breakdown. Once you take a week or two off from training and you focus on mobility, you come back and then you just feel so sore. You weren't any less broken down when you were training in the middle of the storm. Your body, those signals got dull. Your body doesn't signal sharp, like dangerous pain all the time. If that's a normal occurrence, you're going to feel that more like a 4 or 5 rather than an 8 or a 9 in terms of the pain scale, 1 to 10. So, and no, your muscles don't atrophy in a week or two. No, that's not true. Your body, you don't lose muscle mass that quickly. You just you repair, and physiologically you reset a little bit more. Your body adapts to the new state of the union, right? Your body will adapt a little bit more to resting and to not being under that overload. But then when you come back to it, you come back to something like a normal workout that you were doing. Let's say you took 2 weeks off and you jump back into a workout that you were doing before you took the time off, and you feel the full breadth and the full power of what you're doing to your body. And I think that's important. I think it's important to give your body complete time off with that active recovery. But while you're training, you need to be focusing on prioritizing your recovery all the time. And I don't think most of you do that. I think you practice yoga once or twice a week. Much better than nothing, believe me, but that's not enough. If you're training daily, like you're alive daily, you need to be doing some mobility and some recovery work every day because you're healing every day. If you're training a few times a week, you're healing every day. You're not just healing on the day you train. You're not just healing the day after you train. You're healing all the time. Your body never stops. Even when you're sleeping, the blood's still moving, the enzymes are still working, the nutrients are still moving around. Your body never rests. So that's why sleep is important, because your body can focus on repair. And that's also why it's important to constantly be doing these coats of paint when it comes to your mobility, when it comes to your range of motion, when it comes to your active recovery, practicing yoga. 15 minutes a day, just do some kind of yoga flow. That's why I created the Swole 7. Those of you that are in Swole X, 7-minute mobility sessions. You could do more if you wanted to, or you just do 7 minutes, but there's no excuse not to get some mobility in and move your body properly. And if you're not doing something every single day, I know a lot of you are busy. I know you're going to think, oh, I don't have time to work out. I barely have time. You do have time. You have to prioritize your time. Even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes of a yoga flow first thing in the morning, you need to start your day. You need to integrate in the backbone of your programming. You need to integrate mobility, yoga, recovery with your strength training. It doesn't have to be either or. It doesn't have to be a recovery day or a rest day. Every day should be something that you're improving your body's recovery, that you're helping your body heal, because you're always putting it under stress. Society is, work, whatever you're doing, but also the physical stress. You're always recovering. If you're training 3 or 4 days a week at least, you're recovering every day. Your body is broken down. You're always trying to catch back up. Help your body. Be nice. And this is what's going to prevent a lot of your injuries and pains and discomforts. Would it be better to do lightweight high reps after a week of recovery? It'd be better to do stabilization training. It'd be better to come back into some more longer time under tension, lighter weight, but some more stabilization and more proprioceptive based training. April, that's why I've started doing more mobility stuff and yoga. Foam rolled this morning before yoga. It's great. Eric, my legs get so sore after time off. They seem to take the biggest hit. It's psychological. It's psychological too, because you don't use your legs like you use your upper body as much, except for walking around. The legs don't get enough work. Legs don't get enough work. That's why they feel. It's also evolutionary, because your body, when you have damage to your legs, you're not going to be able to move. So your body protects your legs a lot from going to failure. Your body protects your legs a lot from that kind of strain, because that's risk. You're risking your ability to move and function as a human being if you don't have your legs working. Also, you're sitting down a lot, especially now today. So whenever you are sitting down, your body, your legs aren't handling the load of your upper torso and of your structure. And not to mention, every time you walk and you move, you don't walk on your hands. So if your legs are sore, you're going to feel that all the time. Whereas your chest or your arms, you're only going to feel that when you move in certain positions, in certain ways. So it's just more noticeable in different ways. But I wouldn't necessarily say that it's any different, or you'll feel it, more in terms of like actual damage is just more done to your legs. I think it's just like a physiological effect of that's how you move. So you're going to feel it more because you have to use those muscles if you want to walk. That's just my thought on it, but it always just seems like just you feel the legs more because they're involved in every time you move. Keith Gates, introducing yoga is the best thing I've ever done in my years of training. I know. I'm trying to tell everyone all the time. I'm trying to keep on telling you. I'm telling you. That's why I'm posting more yoga videos and yoga flows. I'm going to keep on doing that because it's just so important. It's so easy to be like, let's get fucking yoga, let's get huge, and post pictures of me lifting and biceps and cool. Those are a dime a dozen online. You can find those on Instagram, Facebook, wherever, all the time. Everyone's a fucking meat stick. But you have to balance that out. It's like you have people that are either yogis and they just do yoga all the time and they don't do enough strength training. And then you have people that just lift all the time and don't do enough yoga. And then you have people that kind of do both. It needs to be completely integrated in your program, in your life. It has to be literally like threads on a rope that are intertwined. You can't separate them. When you separate them, then you start juggling. Oh, let me do this instead of this. Let me do training instead of yoga. Let me do yoga instead of training. Do both. Doesn't mean you have to spend 3 hours a day doing yoga and lifting weights, but you can easily do your lifting session and 15 minutes of a yoga flow, 10 minutes twice a day. Just drop down, do some upward dog, downward dog, do some mobility work. 10 minutes twice a day. Give me a fucking break. You have that time. You absolutely have that time. You absolutely have that time. Like, there's no way you can make an excuse that says you don't have that time. Of course you do. Of course you have that fucking time, for sure. Absolutely, for sure you have that time. So it's important to address that. It's important to address that priority and that time management in your schedule. And when you think about your training, when you think about your yoga and that practice being a daily thing, absolutely a daily thing, a main foundational point of your training, then you start looking at your schedule differently. You start looking at your training differently. You start looking at those rest days differently. You don't have rest days because every day is that constant recovery process to help you crush the next day. And if you don't do a resistance training, it's not a rest day. You're still doing your yoga. You just do more of the yoga, more of the mobility. And when you have a training day, you might balance it out a little bit more because you only have so much time in a day. And I get that. So that's really what's important. That's really what's important. It's important to make it not optional. It's important to make it a part of that heartbeat when it comes to your lifting, not something separate. So I would say reverse your mindset with your training and stop thinking of rest days as rest days and lifting days as lifting days. And they're all just days to get fucking shit done. And you need to do these things. You need to integrate them the right way in order to maintain that mobility, in order to maintain that lubrication, that health, that range of motion. Trust me, it will make a massive difference in your life and your training. I fucking guarantee it. I guarantee it. April Johnson did yoga for the first time ever last night. Graceful, I am not. I'm like I got cut off. I got cut off. What'd you say? It's going to pop up here in a second. Yeah, you're going to be stiff. Look, if you feel stiff and you feel restricted and you're all locked up, that's a good thing. You're exposing those things to yourself. You're consciously aware, wow, I'm really stiff. That's important to understand. It's important to see the difference and be like, wow, I am fucking tight. But then it's a matter of what you do about it. Everyone's tight. Everyone's tight. Everyone's going to be stiff and tight. It's what you do about it. Are you going to prioritize it? Because it's not just going to get better by doing yoga casually once a week. Oh, I have a yoga day. You're not going to improve your mobility that much once a week. It'll make a big difference, but you're going to feel stiff as shit every week. If you really want to make a progressive, if you really want to make progress, you need to make it a focal point. Just like lifting weights. You want to get more mobile, you need to practice more. You want to get bigger, you need to lift more and lift heavier and eat more and all those things. For sure. Introducing yoga is the best thing I've ever done in my years of training. I feel fresh, less sore, more mobile. Thank you. Of course. Of course. Yeah. So how many of you are going to, that's the goal for today. So if you're listening, watching, make sure that today is your shift. You are going to prioritize your yoga. You're going to prioritize your mobility, and that's going to start today. And I guarantee it's going to make a massive, 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 massive difference in your training, in your success, and in your progress. Absolutely, I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for episode 984 of the Most Muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Make sure you re-listen to this episode over and over again every time you think that mobility or taking a rest day is a bad idea. You need to infiltrate your programming. You need to absolutely integrate mobility and yoga every day into your training. Make this your New Year's resolution. If you're going to have one of those fucking bullshit resolutions, make this your life resolution. This is your new focus. If you put yoga and mobility up on a pedestal, just like you do with your resistance training, just like the importance of your lifting, it will change your lifting physique. It'll change your body composition. It will make the biggest difference in your life, not just your training, not superficially, everything. I guarantee it. Do not use your foam roller before yoga. That's a good recommendation. But do not listen to this and go back to the normal shit you're doing. The reason why I practice yoga so much and the reason why I'm trying to fix those fucking things that I damaged all these years, I've been very, very healthy and very consistent for a reason, because I have always prioritized form number one. Once I fell in love with yoga, once I found yoga, once I really integrated that, it is an absolute game changer. You are missing out if you do not start yesterday. I'm telling you, and I will keep on telling you until you fucking do it. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow for episode 985 of The Sleaze. You can find me everywhere at Swolenormous. Remember, check me out. Instagram stories, Facebook, all over the place. And check out swolenormousx.com for workouts and nutrition on the Gain Train blog, to subscribe to the podcast, and to also check out the special offers with nutrition programming, full yoga studio, and everything. All that, all the deets, swolenormousx.com. I'll see you all tomorrow for 985. Peace, McGeese. Deuce, Magoose. Your boy, Papa Swolio. Out.